Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for April 5th, 2016. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss, with analysis for the current session. Here's a look at the ES in a daily time frame. Ultimately, we reached our primary target on a long-term basis from 1800s all the way to 2061. That was basically our HVN to strive for. We reached it very solidly here over a 2-month period, and price has hit 61s. Now it's kind of a wait and see to see what happens from here. There's really not much to do, as when price goes from rejection, it typically auctions back to an area of acceptance. This HVN is acceptance, and this is where the market can now trade, perhaps in a trading range throughout the month of April. So again, we continue to remain in an uptrending market. That tells you right there that all pullbacks should be seen as a buying opportunity for an attempt to squeeze even higher. I would say right now the top of the pivot range 2030 offers in our area to defend for a push into the 2080s, as does a move into 2009 or 2000. Any pullback into that zone still offers an opportunity for bulls to squeeze until we find the top of the range. Once we find the top, we're likely going to distribute at highs around the HVN until the next move is seen. So really not a whole lot to do here just yet, other than looking to defend pullbacks for a shot at squeezing through the top of the HVN and perhaps into 27.7 half. If we look at the intraday time frame for the ES right here, bringing it up, you can see how bearish the downward trend has been this morning. Price dropped into 2038 and held. And right now, 2044.75, that's ETH VWAP. That's the early key level to watch right here. You can see how bears have been defending prices to that level, and any pop back above that zone could open up a move back to 5-day VPOC at 2055 half. Failure to push beyond 2044s opens up a continuation to the downside with additional downside targets here into 2022 and 2019, which is the weekly bear target and the weekly low. So we could see further weakness ahead. Again, it's going to depend on how prices trade around 2044s, which is going to be the key level to watch early on. If we take a look now at crude oil, here's crude oil in the daily time frame. One thing we talked about the previous session was how this 37.65 and that it went offered here during Friday's session. Our primary idea was to defend a pullback into 37.50 to 37.65 for a continuation into 35.17. Price came about 20 to 30 ticks shy of our sell zone and then continued lower and has come just within a couple ticks here of 35.17s. That's exactly what we were expecting. Remember, if prices were going to be offered up top here and these market participants were going to be trapped, the expectation was that a push through the LVN would lead price back to value at 35.17. So far so good in that move. I would say this is about the time where bulls will like to try to defend, and if not, see some sort of acceptance range develop. But 35.17 is going to be very important. Defending that zone could offer a retest back at 37.50 to 65. Failing to hold that level opens up a continuation into 32.51. All right, let's take a look at the intraday time frame here. On an intraday basis, you can see how prices drop downward steadily throughout the previous couple of sessions here. Here's the previous session's high, getting above 5-day VPOC, taking it offered here, and then trending down, down, down. Here's the 25% weekly key level. Prices pushing below that level and trying to hold. I would watch that 35.76 very closely. Above that level could open up a return back to the bottom of the previous week's range at 36.64, followed by a move into 5-day VPOC. Holding below 35.76 opens up a continuation to the downside, and we have the 50% target down below at 34.89, and the primary bear target on the day at 34.61. So there could be more weakness ahead. I would say 35.76 is the key pivot to watch. All right, taking a look at gold here. Gold has seen a little bit of a bounce here recently after holding the bottom of the key range here. Basically, 1208 is the big time level to watch. That's the previous week's low. We also have 1193.20 as the bottom of the key range. I mentioned before there's been significant rejections above 1270s, and that has led to a downtrending market here short term. Short term, what you see right now is gold trading between two key levels, 1208s and 1248s. We should see further trading range development within that range until expansion happens. above 1248 opens up a retest of prices above 1275s, and below 1208 opens up the potential to see a major sell-off ahead, likely into 1095, which is the next major HVM below. All right, taking a look at the NQ. Here's the NQ in a daily time frame. Basically, we've been trending higher, very similar to the ES. Pullbacks continue to be an area to defend. 4440 is a key pivot here, as is the 4355. Those two are big-time areas where bulls want to continue to keep bid for rotations higher. At some point, we're going to find the top, and that's when we will likely create some sort of distribution range. Again, we got to see how this thing plays out, but overall, pullback should be defended until proven otherwise, with a likely continuation into the primary bull target for the week. Now, taking a look at the intraday time frame, short-term prices holding below the previous month's close, 44.79. You can see we're forming a little box below that zone. That's going to be important right there. If prices can't make new lows, watch for a rejection back above 44.79, which could easily lead to a rally back to 45.10, which is the previous month's high. So this is going to be very important. Any failure to see acceptance back above 44.81 opens up a continuation to the downside, at which point we'd be targeting the primary bear target for the week. Right now, that primary bear target is going to be 44.16. So there could be more weakness ahead if price cannot reestablish itself back above 44.80. 44.80 going to be very important as we move forward for the NQ. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this thing plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck and trade well.